92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good evening. It's Friday, 10th November 2023. Peace is the path to the prosperity of the nation. Let peace reign. On the news this evening, Bayelsa residents concerned over high cost of transportation ahead of elections tomorrow. Court clears Bayelsa APC candidate Timipre Silva to contest. Court restrains NLC from embarking on strike. Minister of Water Resources concerned over open defecation in Rivers State. On the foreign scene, South Sudan children call for better education. I am Constance Megan. Ahead of the elections tomorrow, some Bayelsans are worried over the high cost of transportation from the capital, Yenagoa, to other parts of the state, especially the riverine areas. They say fares to Brass, some parts of Nimbe, and southern Ido local government areas have rapidly increased following the removal of petrol subsidy. They tell correspondent Jarok Ujewe they are discouraged from traveling to their communities to vote tomorrow. Some others say they will vote.
The measure we have now is the boats. For boats to carry us to our various places.
It is my fundamental human right. I will certainly go and cast my vote. Let the winner be. But everybody should come out. After you get your PVC, come out.
I will not vote. For me, I will not vote.
My primary concern to me, let it be a good government.
Well, our correspondent who visited the Oxbow Lake Jetty in Yenagoa reports that most intending voters were stranded as there were no boats to convey them to their communities. Well, the off-cycle governorship elections will be held in 8 local government areas of Bayelsa State tomorrow. In the meantime, less than 24 hours to the conduct of the governorship election in Bayelsa State, an appeal court today cleared the APC candidate Timipre Silva to contest in the election. But Justice Binta Zubar held that the suit was brought in faith. Meanwhile, the police have again promised to protect the interests of all residents of Bayelsa State during the governorship election tomorrow. The Deputy Commissioner of Police, Ofem Arikbo, said this today when two rival groups clashed at the command headquarters main gate.
We are here to provide a level playing field for everybody to feel safe to come out and vote for tomorrow's election for whoever is their choice. We have no candidate, so we are not going to compound anybody from coming out to vote. We have overwhelmed the state with enough policemen to be able to take care of any situation.
The Nigerian police force has warned individuals or groups in Kogi State who may disrupt the integrity of the election tomorrow to have a rethink or face the full wrath of the law. The Deputy Inspector General of Police, Ahmed Sani, gave the warning in Lokoja during a press briefing on their preparedness for the exercise. Meanwhile, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says all registration area centers have been activated for the deployment of sensitive and non-sensitive materials tonight in Imo State. INEC's head of department, voter education and publicity in the state, Emanuela Ben Okmara, said this during a media briefing in Owerri.
During the last election, we had issues with this early commencement of polls. But this time, what we are doing differently now is that apart from the MOU with the National Union of Road Transport Workers and NATO, we have again decided to decentralize the hiring of buses.
Still to come, court restrains NLC from embarking on strike. Stay tuned. Congress (NLC), Trade Union Congress (TUC), and their affiliates from going on strike. On Tuesday, the unions had, after an extraordinary National Executive Council meeting in Abuja, declared a total nationwide strike from 14th November. But President of the Court, Justice Benedict Kanye, today ordered them to stop while ruling on a motion brought by the Attorney General of the Federation. Earlier at a briefing, NLC President Joe Ajero says he will not back down from the pending workers' issues in Imo State, despite being attacked last week. National Coordinator Ogoni Solidarity Forum Celeste Bobari says the demands of the Ogonis have not been addressed 28 years after activist Ken Saro-Wiwa and 8 others were killed by the military junta of Sani Abacha. Mr. Bobari spoke to correspondent Soibio Ruwari on this year's Ogoni Day anniversary.
We are very, very angry during this anniversary. Nothing at all has changed. Of all the legitimate demands enshrined in the Ogoni Bill of Rights, no one will not take one. We think that it is time for government to take some actions, because when Nigeria returned to democracy, there were only 2 issues in Nigeria, June 12 and the Ogoni issue. June 12 issues have been settled and settled perfectly well. And only the Ogoni matter has not been settled. They marked people into the gallows as if they were taken.
Recall that Ken Saro-Wiwa and 8 others were a group of activists that fought the government and oil companies over environmental degradation in their areas. The Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Joseph Utsev, says he is worried that Rivers State is yet to key into the ministry's program of making Nigeria open defecation free. Professor Utsev said this shortly after meeting with Governor Siminalayi Fubara at the Government House in Port Harcourt today.
It's also looking at the food security, looking at youth employment. We have come out of our comfort zone to go and visit, particularly everyone in the development authority. Our visit has been very, very fruitful. The governor has received us and he has promised to engage the MD Niger Delta River Basin Development Authority so that.
And now we're bringing you news from around the world.
South Sudanese children are calling on the authorities to improve the quality of learning in the country. Well, this comes amid worrying reports that there are more than 2 million children out of school there. And that's the news. But before we go, let's take a look at the highlights of the major stories. On the news this evening, you heard that Bayelsa residents say they are concerned over high cost of transportation ahead of tomorrow's governorship election. Appeal Court has cleared the Bayelsa APC candidate Timipris Silva to contest in the governorship election tomorrow. The National Industrial Court has restrained the NLC from embarking on strike. Minister of Water Resources met with Governor Siminalayi Fubara in Port Harcourt today over open defecation. And on the foreign scene, South Sudan children are calling for better education. The news was edited by Martha Okerenkem. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp 0808 721 7215. I'm Constance Mega. Thank you so much for listening. Good evening.